My name is Emily, and my life had always been defined by routines and predictability. I worked as a librarian in a small town, content in my quiet existence. But one fateful day, I found myself embarking on a journey that would change my life forever. I had won a sweepstakes prize for a luxury trip around the world, and my first stop was an international flight from New York to Paris. As I settled into my first-class seat, I couldn't help but feel a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Little did I know that this flight would become the backdrop for an unexpected love story. The flight was long, and I had settled in with a book, my trusty companion. As the hours passed, the cabin crew served meals and beverages. Among them was a steward named Lucas, with striking blue eyes and a warm smile. He was polite and attentive, making the passengers feel at ease. During one of his rounds, Lucas and I struck up a conversation about books, discovering our shared love for literature. As the flight continued, we exchanged more than just pleasantries. We shared stories, dreams, and laughter. As the hours turned into a night sky filled with stars, a sudden turbulence rocked the plane. Passengers gasped, and I clutched my armrest, my heart racing. In the midst of the chaos, Lucas appeared at my side, his reassuring presence calming my fears. With a hand on my shoulder, he spoke softly. "Don't worry, it's just a bit of turbulence. We're here to ensure your safety." His soothing words made the turbulence seem less daunting, and for a moment, it felt as if we were the only two people on the plane. As the flight continued, Lucas and I spent more time together. He shared stories of his travels, and I told him about my life in the small town. Our conversations flowed effortlessly, our connection growing stronger with each passing hour. Between serving meals and attending to passengers, Lucas always found a moment to check on me. His presence became a source of comfort, and I looked forward to each interaction, each stolen moment where we shared our hopes and dreams. As the plane descended into Paris, signaling the end of our journey together, a bittersweet feeling settled in my heart. Lucas and I had grown close during the flight, and I couldn't help but wonder if our connection would fade once we landed. But fate had other plans. As we disembarked, Lucas handed me a small note with his contact information and a heartfelt message. "I hope to see you again," he said, his eyes filled with sincerity. It was a moment I would never forget. Back in my small town, I couldn't stop thinking about Lucas. We exchanged messages and calls, our connection deepening even though we were miles apart. Eventually, I mustered the courage to invite him to visit, and he eagerly accepted. When he arrived, it felt as though our love had taken flight once more. We explored my town, went on hikes, and shared endless conversations. Lucas's love for adventure and my love for the quiet countryside blended perfectly. Over time, our love grew stronger, transcending the boundaries of distance and circumstance. I moved to the city where Lucas lived, and we built a life together. Our love story, born on a long flight, had become the most beautiful adventure of all. As I look back on that fateful journey, I'm reminded that love can take you by surprise, even at 30,000 feet above the ground. It was a chance encounter that led to a love that soared above the clouds, proving that destiny has a way of bringing two hearts together, no matter how far apart they may be.